welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a dessert cook with me. As you know, Valentine's Day is coming up on Friday and my husband asked for a seafood dish, so we're making a low point crab cake for dinner. So I have some extra points to play with for a dessert. His absolute favorite dessert in the entire world is peanut butter pie. The peanut butter pie that I used to make, I decided to put in the recipe builder just for giggles. It's 52 points a slice. Yes, 52 points a slice. So I was more than willing to make it. I asked him about it and he is really a good eater. He has his treats, but he's like, we do not need that huge cake around for 52 points a slice. Come up with something better. So I started messing around with the idea of a peanut butter pie shooter. I figure it's a nice little dessert. You don't need a big one. Let's see what happens. So I've been messing with this for a couple days. The lowest I can get it, keeping its integrity, is 6 points, which honestly I don't think is bad, especially considering, I mean, it's small, in a bowl like this, so not huge, but it's rich, it's delicious, it's enough. And considering that the other day I had to make cupcakes for an occasion, and one cupcake this size, which honestly, not much bigger, I pointed this out with the icing, and this is only like a quarter of the icing I put on the ones I sent out. This is like 25 points. So 6 points isn't really looking too bad for us. So I just wanted to put that little disclaimer there, just in case you're not willing to spend 6 points on a dessert, you don't have to finish watching. But it's really good, it's really tasty, and I think you'll like it. So I'm gonna show you the ingredients we're using, and then we're gonna get started on this recipe. So the ingredients we need are, we need some whipped cream cheese. This is 4 teaspoons. We need 4 ounces of fat-free Cool Whip. We need 4 tablespoons of whipped peanut butter. This is the Peter Pan whipped. We need 4 teaspoons of peanut butter powder. And we need 2 full chocolate graham crackers, 2 full sheets. And optional is some Ready Whip. And then we'll need containers to put them in. I'm going to use a little prep bowl to show you and make one in there. And then I'm going to use these little plastic containers with lids because I'm going to make these and I'm going to put them in the freezer. That way we'll have them ready for Friday. I'll pull them out in the afternoon, let them thaw, and they'll be all ready to go for Friday night's dessert. That is all we need to make these peanut butter pie shooters. So let's turn you around and get started on the recipe. This is so simple. We have our Cool Whip in here, and to that I'm just going to add the peanut butter. Then I'm going to add the cream cheese. It's not a lot of cream cheese, but it definitely gives it that creamy texture. And then I'm going to add the peanut butter powder. And that just gives it a little bit more peanut butter punch. I'm going to just use my mini whisk and just whisk, 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 whisk until it all comes together and it's nice and smooth. You really have to give it some muscle to get that peanut butter and the cream cheese incorporated into the Cool Whip. I tried folding it in, like just to keep the fluff of the Cool Whip. Yeah, that was a fail for me. Maybe if I had melted them down a little, I don't know. So there you go. Once it's all nicely incorporated in, we're just going to set that aside. Now, to show you, if I was serving this tonight, I would make it in these cute little glass bowls or in like a medium-sized shot glass or something like that. I'll make one in here, but the rest, like I said, I'm going to do in here, and I'm going to put the lid on and put them in the freezer. That way Friday I'll just pop them out and they'll be ready for dessert. So the first thing we need to do is figure out how much filling we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out the filling and divide it by 4. That way each one will have the same amount of filling. I generally measure in grams because it's a little more precise and a little closer than ounces. That is the only thing I do in my life that is metric. Sorry, friends from the UK. Grams are metric, right? Yes, grams are. No, are they? I don't even know. See, isn't that sad? I'm an English girl, not a math girl. So we've got about 180 grams, 179.5. Let's see if we can clean this off and get it to 180. There we go. 180 grams divided by 4 is 45, right? Yes, 45 grams. So we are going to use 45 grams in each dessert. And we're making it 2 layers. So we're going to use 22.5 grams on each layer. So I'm going to put my first bowl up there and tear it out. And then I'm just going to, oh, no, I'm lying to you. First thing we have to do, we're going to use 1 square for each dessert. So I'm going to take the square and break it in half. And then I'm going to crumble this in the bottom. I'm going to use just a little less. I'm going to reserve this for the top for a little garnish. You could do this in the food processor or whatever. I think it's just as easy to do it by hand. Okay, now we're going to make sure it's back to 0. And then 22.5 grams of the peanut butter mixture. Close enough. You can spread this out very gently over the crumbs to make a nice layer. And then we are going to take our other cracker, same thing. You can make this as fine or as chunky as you like. You might like bigger chunks. Get that little burst of chocolate in there. Making a mess with the crumbs. Then I'm going to zero out the scale again and do our additional 22.5 grams. Spread it out again, just very gently. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, now what I do is I take this, put it in the refrigerator. You don't have to do this step. I put it in the refrigerator for about a half an hour, just to kind of have it reset again a little bit, get it a little cold because it's been out because we've been working with it. So I put it in the fridge for a half an hour and then I come back and garnish it. So I'm going to pop this in the fridge and I'll be back in a hot second. Okay, so here's the one we're going to finish, and here's the ones I put in the little containers. I am going to just pop lids on those, like I said, and pop those right in the freezer. Take them out in the afternoon and they will be ready for, oops, got lots of lids. They'll be ready for dessert. I will put the Ready Whip and the crumb topping on when we eat them. So how to finish this off, whoop, my Ready Whip's almost empty, is just a little bit of Ready Whip, and then a little bit more of the cookie crumbs. You could also take some Hershey syrup. You can do 7 grams of Hershey syrup for 0 points. Drizzle that over the top, make it a little bit more decadent. But there you have it. No bake, peanut butter pie shooters. You can kind of see the layers, and they are absolutely delicious and pretty satisfying, even though they are a little bite-sized shooter dessert. So there you have it. I hope you like this little cook with me. Like I said, we tried them and we all did like them. So is it a replacement for the 52-point piece of peanut butter pie? Not really, but it's a darn good substitute and it will help you stay on plan, but give you that little treat. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite indulgent dessert is. Let me know if you think you'll give this a try and if you're a peanut butter lover. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and you will know every time that I upload a video. The recipe for this dessert is on my website. I have it linked in the description box below. You can click on it and it will take you right there. So thanks again for watching. Have a fantastic day.